Oh, yeah, here we go. We're just rolling. Pow, pow. How does it feel? You getting stuff done? You got your business just easy to do business with you. Some money's going to be flowing in there. And boy, oh boy, you got the systems in place. So goodness gracious, we're getting stuff done and it's easy. I'm working less, I'm making more. How could this be any better? You know what? We're going to step it up just another notch because that's what these videos are for. The main idea is we want you to work even less and we want you to make even more. How are we going to do that? We're going to take on some of your customer problems. How are you going to take on customer problems? I already solved my customer problems. You know what? Maybe you're a plumber, right? And you fix some leaks, you fix some clogs, and you take care of business that way. Hey man, I'm already solving customer problems. But how do you know that what you do is really solving any customer problems? Of course people are going to have leaky pipes, right? There's 1.5 million plumbers out there. In fact, in your local area, just your local area, how many plumbers are there? If you took the time, 30 seconds, right, and looked up your competition, how many people would you really find? Would it just be 1 or 2, or would it be dozens? In fact, when you drive across town, you probably see like 5 vans that do exactly the same thing you do. Hopefully you don't, but chances are, if you're making money, or if somebody's making money in that industry, somebody's trying to do what you do. We got to make it so that we're tackling the customer problems instead of just our needs. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Here's where we're going to start. This is going to freak you out. You're going to raise your price. What are you talking about? I'm going to solve my customers' problems by raising my price? Yeah. Is that hard to believe? Let me tell you how. Work with me here. This is going to be the easiest thing that you do, maybe. It's actually going to be the most, either the most difficult or the most enjoyable. Most difficult when you actually have to implement it. And the easiest thing when you actually see those checks and you're like, huh, that crazy drawing customers guy, he's got something going on. I'm going to ask you a simple request. Simple. At least 25%. We're saying greater than or equal to 25%. I want you to raise your price. Raise your price 25%. Now, does that make you uncomfortable? I hope it does not. You know what? I take that back. I hope it does. Because if it does not make you uncomfortable, that means that you've been charging way less than you should for a very long time. And now it's time to step up your game, so maybe you got to hit that 50% mark. Whatever it is. But we got to pump the brakes a little bit here. Pump. You've all heard the story about service, quality, and price, right? Pick 2. Service, quality, price. Now, in the case of your business, if your business is watching draw-in customers' videos, you do not fit in the slacker quality or the slacker service. And because of that, you don't have to slack on your price. You can raise that bad boy because we all know deep down inside, or at least we should know, after this video you'll know, that service, quality, and price, if you pick only 2, you can maintain. If you try to be all 3, the lowest price with the highest quality and the best service, you're just another noisy gong that nobody cares about because they don't believe you, and you're going to fold and not make a lot of money in the process. Why would you want to be the very best at what you do and not make any money? That would just make me sad. And it should make you sad too. Who doesn't want to be rewarded for what they're doing? Now, you got to get over that hurdle of saying that money is a bad thing, right? Let me know that you know that money is a good thing. In fact, do me a favor. Scream out as loud as you can. Money is a good thing. Money is a good thing. You know what? Money is a goddamn great thing. It's fantastic. You know why? Because 1, it's a way to measure success, and 2, you can do whatever you want with the money. You say, hey, I don't want to be too rich. I don't want to be too greedy. You know what? You don't have to be too greedy. Take that money and donate it wherever you want. Maybe you want to help some homeless people. Maybe you want to donate it to your church. Maybe you want to give it to your mother, your sister-in-law, whoever it is. Maybe there's something you want to get a kid college tuition, right? You could do something with money. If I gave you $1 million right now, boom, in a bag, and I said, hey, you got to spend it today, could you? Would you enjoy it? Or would it be painful? Hopefully you'd enjoy it. If it would be painful, send that money back to me because I'll enjoy spending it. Either way, service, quality, and price. You're tip-top in quality. You're great in service, so you got to raise your price. at least 25%. So what does that mean? That means if you're charging $100 right now, you're now charging $125. I'll give you an example of this. I had a printer repair company, and somebody told me, they gave me this advice. Great advice. Some of the best advice that I've ever received, and I've received a lot of advice, solicited or not. Anyways, we were charging $105. We raised the price from $105 to $135, and we added a $25 trip charge. So essentially we raised our price, let's see, 40%, give or take. And not a peep, not a bleep, not a blister, not a huh, nothing. Customers didn't say a thing. You know why they didn't say a thing? Because our quality and our service was super high. Best in the business. And the customers didn't care. This is nothing. Hey, my printer's broken. Fix it. It's just, it's taken care of. What's the difference between $100 and $125, right? It's just write the check, here you go. Give them the credit card, here you go. You know what I mean. Businesses are starting to catch on to this. In fact, how do you even know what your competition charges? You just know that you're the lowest price because you're hoping that'll bring in more business? That's a terrible business model. I'd appreciate you not doing that. It makes me look bad. And I don't want to look bad, and I want to make you more money and reduce the time that you're spending wasting all this time and money. Makes sense, right? So, service, quality, price, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to kick this dead horse until you believe it. Raise your price. Now, I'm going to ask you to do me a simple favor. James@drawInCustomers.com. I need you to email me, James, I raised my price. You know what? Whether it's dollars, hey, I raised it from $150 to $200. Maybe it's a percentage. I raised it 25%. I raised it 30%. I raised it 35%. Whatever it is, I want you to just send me that email letting me know that you raised your prices. Because two things are going to happen there. One, it's going to solidify in your brain as you're writing that email. Hey, I'm raising my prices. You know what that means? That means you just got a raise. How cool is a raise? When's the last time you got a raise? You deserve a raise. Do you not deserve a raise? If someone were walking by and said, hey, we're handing out raises, not you, how would you feel? Your time is now. Raise those prices. Send me an email letting me know. I appreciate it. It's cool. How simple is that, right? So raising your price is easy. Boom. I mean, you got some accounting software or something of that nature. You got an accountant that takes care of it. Whoever takes care of your books or your business or sending out your bills, all you got to do is raise that price. Nothing to it. And there's another little caveat here because there's always a little footnote, right? The little footnote is that you cannot bend. You cannot flex. You cannot say, you know what, I'm going to raise my prices for everyone but a couple of customers. No. You got to raise your price. If you get some fallout, you can say, hey, I appreciate you letting me know, but there must be a reason that you're bringing up this price thing. Is it really price that you're concerned about? Is it really? If a customer is going to leave you over $25 or 25%, chances are that you messed up somewhere else in your service or quality. Now is a great time to find that out. Which leads us to our next point here. But quick, raise your prices. Do it now. Take the time. Time out. Stop. Let's pause. Send me that email, james@drawInCustomers.com, and just let me know you raised your prices. Oh, does it feel good? Just like that. Just like that, you got a raise. Oh, wow. What you going to do with that money? You got a little sports car in mind, don't you? All right, cool. I'm going to see you on the highway. Let's have a race. All right, so now we're going to get rid of this. You're going to continue solving your customers' problems by more fun and inventive ways. How are we going to do that? We are going to ask for feedback. Now, feedback, anybody with a microphone and a speaker knows, feedback sometimes a bad thing, sometimes a good thing. In the microphone and speaker scenario, probably not always a good thing. In this case, from your customer, you want feedback. You want as much feedback as you can possibly get. There's no such thing as too much feedback. Eventually, if you get too much of it, then you got to outsource the actual taking care of it and sorting it out. How are we going to get feedback, James? We're going to get feedback 3 ways. And they're going to be as easy as possible. We've had a lot of success in the printer repair industry by actually sending out postcards. These are trifold postcards. Boom, 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 boom. And they were addressed to the customer, stamped to the customer, and perforated right here. Pop, pop, pop. And they simply said, thanks. Thanks for using us. You are awesome. We love working with you. You are a great customer. And if you send out this feedback thing back to us, we're going to put you in a drawing for something. Maybe it's a little tablet, maybe it's a massage gift certificate, maybe it's a restaurant gift certificate, whatever it is, you are going to be put in this drawing. You need to give the customer something back for their time. But here's the cool part about this postcard. This postcard is stamped and addressed to the customer, so it shows up in their mailbox. But here's the fun part. This bottom portion is addressed and stamped back to you. And you got to put something in there, presumably the customer's return address. Now, why do you want to do that? Because on one side of the postcard, it's addressed and stamped. So that means the customer doesn't have to take a stamp. They don't have to take the time to address it. How does that equal? What does that equal? It equals the ease of doing business. The customer doesn't have to take a stamp or written address. That's like 10 seconds that you just saved them that they may not have taken before. Now, on the back side of that postcard, you're going to have 3 questions on a scale of 1 to 5. In our case, we did from the scale of lame to awesome because that's the dynamic that we were going for. Your dynamic may be a little bit more professional, maybe a little more polished, or maybe like, hey, we did a crap job or we did an okay job. You know, whatever it is that fits in your business. Scale 1 to 5, and each of these questions is 1 to 2 words. Something like service, a technician, overall quality, would you recommend us, something, all that kind of stuff. Scale 1 to 5. Now, all the customer has to do is open this up, tear that off, and sometimes they'll just draw a line down all 5s. And then we have a little comment section here if they want. That's all there is to it. We'll send you a template if you want it. You email me, james@drawincustomers.com. We'll get you the template for this. It's super easy. You can print them out on your own printer. You can pay some kid the perforate, slap some stamps and addresses on there, and get some feedback. Now, the cool part about feedback is, what are you going to do with it, right? I got all these postcards that came back to me. What do I do with them? Great question. Let's check it out. So, you got this postcard, and it's got 1 to 5, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now, if you have anything less than all 5s, you got a problem. Now, there's going to be a few customers that say, like, hey, nobody's perfect, I'm giving you all 4s. But whatever. If they're not giving you all 5s, you're giving them a call. Hey, ring, 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 ring. Yo, yeah, we were just there. It turns out we're looking at this feedback. You know, did we upset you? Did we mess up? What did we do? Do you mind just letting me know? We're trying to figure out what we can do and grow and build and make our company better so that when you use us, you're happy. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, no big thing. I don't give anybody perfect scores. No big deal. Or, oh, yeah, you know what? There was a little bit of an issue. X, Y, and Z happened. You know what? I saw the plumber's crack. It kind of freaked me out. Hey, your employee stinks a little bit. You know what? He left an oil stain in my driveway. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. One, you want to find out what it is, because would that customer tell you? You know what? Would they tell you if you didn't ask? You want to know. If they're all 5s, that's great. If you get comments, you'll be surprised what customers put for comments. How happy they are. How ecstatic they are. We actually made a wall above our door in the office that we tacked all the postcards that we received. We were getting over 75% of the postcards returned to us. 75! The people actually took the time to fill out. Now, we're not saying, hey, it took hours to fill them out. The whole point is that it's quick. We're talking less than 5 seconds and a walk to the mailbox. Super awesome easy. And you're following up with all the people that don't give you everything but 5s. And you're sending this out every single time. Unless in your business, you know what? You don't overwhelm people. If you're going to see a customer, the same customer every month, you may not want to send this to them every month. That's going to get a little crazy. But whatever works in your business, you want to get that feedback. Now, let's look at feedback option number 2. Feedback option number 2 is easier for you, but not necessarily easier for the client. It's going to be an email, right? You can do something like SurveyMonkey or something of that nature. You want to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. You do not want to be like, hey, you want to take this 20-minute survey for me? How many people do you think are going to fill out a 20-minute survey? I wouldn't fill out a 20-minute survey. Would you fill out a 20-minute survey? You got better things to do. You got to watch this 20-minute video. So, you're going to check out this email survey, and it's going to be something simple. 3, 4 questions, 5 most, and it's going to be something like, hey, how'd we do? Would you recommend us? A few questions that are maybe industry specific to whatever it is that you do. You know, is your heater working? Whatever. Who knows? You know. If you need some help with it, shoot me an email, james@drawincustomers.com. We'll help you brainstorm some questions. And that email is going to go to that customer's email address. And of course, you can say, hey, you'll be entered in whatever. And of course, make sure that you draw. I would suggest, or in my world, I guess with the printer repair industry, we didn't get a whole lot of responses with email. People are inundated with emails. They get hundreds, if not thousands of them. And sometimes they just fall through the cracks, end up in junk mail, whatever. But in this case, they're really not expensive. They're way easier than taking the time to address and stamp and print and fold and perf and all that kind of stuff. So from a budget point of view, it's better. The main idea, or the challenge, I guess, that you can overcome is to simply try both ways, right? Take a given month and half your clients, email them. The other half, send a postcard, see what you get in return. As long as you're asking for feedback from all of them, you know what? It's cool and you can see which one is better. A/B testing, super awesome, super great. So, let's take the time right now. We're going to hit number 3. What is the third way that you can give feedback? Let's call them. Actually, pick up the phone, take the time, and give them a shout. Say, hey, customer man, you had some work done by us, and we're just checking to see, is everything cool? Is everything fine? Is everything happy? Is everything hunky-dory? Now, the great thing, great, beautiful thing about calling someone is when you get them on the phone, you got their attention. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're not trying to collect any money from them. All you're doing is asking for their opinion. How many times would you love to give your opinion? There's tons of people who want to give their opinion all the freaking time. So, all you're asking for is an opinion. And typically they're going to be like, yeah, your service and quality is great, tip top, I like your price, blah, 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 blah. Great. Now that you got them on the phone, you can keep them on the phone and have some fun with them. Enjoy it. Get some information. Here's a person that has done business with you, has sent some money to you, and they're more than willing to talk to you and let you know everything that you can do to solve their problems. This is perfect. This is beautiful. This is your education. So, ask them some questions. Hey, customer man, we're thinking about making a change here. We're thinking about making a change such as X, Y, or Z, whatever it is. And we're just wondering, what would you think of that change? Would that make any difference? Would you like it? Would you hate it? You know, do you have any suggestions? And sometimes the person's going to be like, I don't know, I don't care. You guys are great, just the way you are. Chances are you can fix yourself in some way, right? Is anybody ever perfect? Chances are you can find a way to get better. Now, you don't want to keep this person on the line and keep them boom, boom, boom.